Excuse me, April. Take some time off right now and come back to the house. I want you to clean out the toilet for me.
You can go ahead and clean that toilet out yourself. You're a housewife after all, so that should be a piece of cake for you, right?
Shut it! Housewives have work they don't want to be doing as well, and right now the toilet is clogged and won't flush, so hurry up and come clean it out.
What? But I don't want to do that either, and I'm sure you're the reason why that toilet is clogged, right? Take responsibility for yourself and clean it out.
I can't do that because it's dirty. Now hurry up and come home right now. You're already in our way most of the time and don't even want to help me at a time like this. When are you going to get off your butt and do something for me?
What?
If you're not even going to clean this toilet for me, then get out of this place. This is Flynn's and my house. And I will not allow his older sister to just squat in our house and do nothing.
Now you hold it right there. That is my family's house, actually.
But Flynn was made the owner of this house, right? Half a year ago, your guys' father passed away, and in his will, he stated that he wanted this house going to Flynn.
What?
That means this house is no longer your family's house. This is my house, and I'm sharing it with my husband. Yet for some reason, because Flynn seems to think so highly of you, he's not willing to kick you out of here. So if you're going to continue squatting here, then at least be of some help to me. Now you get home and start cleaning out this toilet for me.
But I have work right now, so could you at least wait for me to get home from work today?
I am asking you to clean this toilet right now, so you leave that office and get here, please. It's not like you're doing anything important for that company anyway, since they were willing to hire a single old woman like you. There is not a place in this house for you, and not a place in that company for you, you old bitch.
Excuse me?
Now I'm going out for the rest of the day, so please take care of this toilet and the rest of the chores. I want you to cook up dinner for all of us as well tonight, please, and thank you.
Flynn, you lied about the will Dad left behind, didn't you? What were you thinking lying to your wife about that?
What?
I had a talk with Indy today, and during that talk, she told me Dad left you the house in that will. And then she began to go on about how I'm in the way and need to stop squatting in your guys' house.
India was saying all of that to you?
That was for sure not the case, right? Dad wanted me taking this house from him after he passed, and it said that in the will word for word. But you wouldn't stop asking me for it, and so I decided to give in and let you have it. That's why you're now the owner of the house and not me.
I know about that, okay? So please don't get too upset at me, April.
Well, if you don't want me getting any more mad, go and talk to your wife right now and explain to her the truth. I'm not sure how many other lies you've told her now, but they all need to be made right. I already know about your lie that you have a job, when really all you're doing all day is going out and bumming around. You need to stop all of that lying now, before it comes back to bite you in the ass.
Hey, April, you didn't have to bring up the fact that I'm unemployed.
Well, after the earful I just got from your housewife, I sure did. Do you have any idea how much I'm having to work right now so that there's enough money for the three of us? All so that you can continue to just do nothing with your life. I am the only one actually doing anything with your life right now, and that pisses me off.
I am very aware of that.
I know why you continued to beg for the house from me after Dad died. It's because you were afraid of what Indy would say about you if she heard you lost your job. And so you needed the house as a way of getting her to stop questioning you about it, which I helped make happen. That is why you've made it this far now, but it's time to tell her the truth about everything. You tell her about how Dad wanted me to have the house, because I was the only one around him taking care of his needs. I don't even know why I gave the house to you now if this is how I'm being treated.
About that.
What was the deal you made with me for the house? You said I would get to live here for 3 years without having to pay rent for any of the bills. You'd even pay for groceries and things like that for 3 years in exchange, right? I had plans of using those 3 years to start saving up for myself and having a place of my own built. Yet that's never going to happen now because you have yet to find a job and probably won't ever find one because you're not even trying. And instead, all you're doing is lying about how you have a job to your wife and about what was written in Dad's will. That's why I've ended up having to pay for the both of your sorry asses and have gotten nothing in return. I'm having to fork over $3,000 a month to you and Indy so that it looks like you still make money.
And of course, I'm very thankful that you're doing that for me. Now, would you please calm down? I am trying really hard right now to find a job, okay? But I haven't been able to find anywhere to work that would give me the same pay and benefits as my last job.
How much longer are you planning on using that excuse with me? I think it's been 4 times now. I know that you lost your job because of company-wide layoffs, but that happened half a year before Dad died. And he died half a year ago, which means you've been unemployed for a full year now.
And I've been telling you that this whole time I've been working really hard to find a new job. How about you think about how I feel right now, not having been able to find a job after a year of searching?
You want me to start thinking about your feelings? Then tell your wife the truth! If you're not going to do that soon, then I'll go ahead and do it for you. I'm tired of being treated like the useless family member by her, like I do nothing with my life and leech off of others. I bet if she knew right now about how I'm the reason you and her still have a place to sleep and food on the table, she'd stop being such a bitch and start to be a better sister-in-law.
You know I can't tell her the truth about everything, all right? If she learned about how her husband is unemployed, she'd never treat me like a man ever again.
And maybe that's because you're not a man. All you are is a useless little parasite that has done nothing for this family besides keeping yourself alive, which honestly wasn't doing anything for us either because I'd rather you and that BS pride you have be dead. At least with Indy, I know she can be a good woman because before Dad died, she would come over and help me care for him because someone like you never did. She is the only reason why I helped you out and have still been doing just that. If it weren't for her, then I would have sent you out onto the streets where wastes of human life like you belong.
I get it. I'm being honest when I say that I wanted to find a job this year. I really did.
Well then, you'd better pick up the pace because this year is about over. If you don't get one soon, I'll be finished with the both of you. I'll tell Indy the whole truth, and then I'll leave this house and find a place of my own.
Okay. But in exchange for that, could you send me another $500 for this month?
Excuse me?
This month is my anniversary with Indy. I have to take her to an expensive restaurant or something, or else she might not consider me a man anymore. But I don't have the money because I don't have a job, so I just need another $500 this month. Then I'll get a second wind after taking her out for a good dinner and try even harder to find a job.
Go screw yourself, Flynn! If you want to take her to a good restaurant for your anniversary, you'd better start selling some really good drugs. I am not helping you out with anything besides the bare minimum, you asshole!
April, I have something important to talk with you about. Do you have time? I need to talk with you about what's happening next.
If it's something important, we can talk about it at home. I am still working right now and have to eat lunch soon, so you can wait for me to get home.
I don't want to see your face at all, so over text will be fine.
What?
And if you're on lunch right now, that means you have time to talk. Just a quick question, but do you plan on leaving this house soon?
Well, not soon exactly. Why do you care about when I leave?
That's what I thought. All of that squatting and taking advantage of us, and yet you still have no plans of leaving anytime in the near future. Then I have something to ask you, so please listen very carefully. Starting next month, you are paying us rent, so have $2,000 to us by then, all right?
$2,000?
I can't stand you any longer, to be frank. Flynn and I have such a beautiful home now, yet it's tainted by you squatting in it still. And it's because of you that we never got to have a date on our important anniversary. Honestly, if you're not going to start paying me, then I won't be able to stand you living with us any longer.
Hold on there. What the hell is this? What's this about $2,000 a month and me being the reason you both couldn't have a date?
We didn't get to have our date because you keep taking all of his money. He had nothing left this month, which meant we couldn't celebrate our anniversary.
What?
He told me about that earlier today. He doesn't have any money, so there's no way we can have a date to celebrate. I then asked him why he doesn't have any money right now, and that's when he told me it's because you've taken most of his income this month. It seems like you've been doing that for a long time now, huh? Taking my husband's money from him in this house.
What the hell?
After hearing all of that, I finally started to understand things. You have always been using up Flynn's money, and before your dad died, you did the same to him as well. And now the reason why he has no money is because you took it all from him recently, even going as far as to take the money he got from your dad in that will. You then went and used all that money on God knows what, and that's why you have nothing saved up in order to move out.
You're wrong! I have not been spending any of my money on anything. I never took any money from my parents either, and I most definitely have not taken a penny from Flynn.
Shut the hell up, you old bitch! Because of you, the one thing I've been looking forward to all year, my anniversary, is ruined! I am not going to let you off the hook for ruining my date!
Did you just call me an old bitch?
This is seriously the worst! I had high hopes for all the money your dad would leave behind, but he had nothing since it all went to you! Every single thing besides this house went to you, the most vile and wretched woman I've ever had to see! So if you don't start to pay me $2,000 a month in rent, then I won't let you stay here anymore!
Vile and wretched?
You pissed me off so much today that I went and sprayed the whole yard down with herbicide. I hate doing yard work, but you never do anything, so I had to do it.
You're joking, right? My dad took very good care of his lawn, and you're using herbicides on it? He's been taking amazing care of it for 30 years now, and yet you did something as crazy as that?
I did it all while you've been at work. I've told you before that I hate taking care of yard work, but you never stepped in to do it for me, so I decided to take the easy way out.
No way. I have told Flynn at least a dozen times now to leave the yard work to me and you, and that we had to take our time with it.
Huh? You have something to complain about now? I thought you'd be happy to hear I got your yard work done that you asked for, and let me remind you, this is our house. We are the ones that get to decide what we do with the house, and not you. You don't have a right calling this place your home. And if you plan to keep squatting in my house, then you'd better start paying up, you freaking parasite!
Did you just call me a parasite?
All you are to us and the rest of this world is a disgusting and useless parasite. And if you can't start paying me $2,000, then screw off!
But I'm already paying you $3,000 a month.
Huh? Liars like you can screw off. There's no way you're giving us that kind of money every month. Especially when you're taking all my husband's money.
I guess there really is no getting to you about anything, is there? If that's how you're going to handle all of this, then I will go. I will never help either one of you again with money, and you will have to do your best with my jobless brother.
What? Jobless?
I was being so open-hearted and kind by allowing myself to take care of the both of you, but now I can see I was better off letting you both die here. Bye forever.
Wait, what do you mean? Why would you start saying that Flynn is jobless right now?
Ask your husband. I'm going now.
Yo, April! Why the hell did you tell Indy everything? She started to interrogate to find out why I don't have a job!
I told you already. I was at my limits with you both, and since you still didn't do anything to fix the situation, I decided to open up and let her know the truth. I'm sure it was difficult having to lie to her about every little thing, right? Well, this was perfect timing for everyone. You can thank me later for what I've done.
Screw you! I was totally fine with telling that lie, and I could have done it for the rest of my life! We both knew I didn't want her finding out about how I was fired a year ago, so why the hell did you tell her about it? Because of you, this household has turned into a war zone!
What? How come it's become a war zone now?
She's been freaking out for an hour now and tearing up everything in the house. Because of you, I have to tell her everything now. And when I started to say to her that this started a year ago, she flipped. I then went on to tell her we don't have any savings and that you've been giving us money this whole time. When I said that to her, it was all over for me. She started throwing things all over, punching holes in the walls and kicking in all the doors.
Oh no, and you only just got that house a few months ago. But that's not my house, so it's not like I really care about how she treats it.
I'm gonna make you pay for all of this. You're the reason why she's freaked out and been completely destroying my house. The holes in the walls, the broken windows, the doors off their hinges. You're going to pay for all of it. She's even gone and destroyed all the plates and glasses.
Huh? You're going to ask me, the person who had been giving you $3,000 for 12 months straight, along with a new house and no complaints, about you not finding a damn job to pay for all that now? And that's after you went and blamed me for being the reason you couldn't have an anniversary date with Indy? All of that, and you still want more money from me?
No, wait,
Let me remind you of something, bud. All of that money I gave to you before was out of kindness, yet you still went and kicked me out of that house. I think I'm going to have you pay me back now for all of that. I had just wanted 3 years of living rent-free for giving you that house. Yet I was only able to stay half a year before being kicked out, and that was with me giving you both money so that you could lie to your wife. I'm going to make sure you pay me back for everything I did for you.
You're kidding, right? You're gonna take back that kind of money from your unemployed brother?
You caused all of this to happen, so stop playing victim to your own crimes. Now go and take care of that raging beast you've made before she does something more serious to you. This is what happens when someone who isn't a man tries to fake being one for their wife. Now, if you really do want to be a man, you'll stop bitching about me and start taking responsibility for all of them. I think it could be possible that my husband has been unemployed for a whole year. I can't even believe what I've heard now. You're all right, Indy. Flynn told me so many times now that he'd find a job before the end of this year. So, all you're going to have to do is take care of my retarded brother for a little while longer.
How am I supposed to take care of him when I can't even care for myself right now? I already have a lot of debt that I need to take care of now. Why would Flynn lie to me about all of that when I'm his wife? Had I known the truth, I never would have spent so much money on these credit cards.
What? You're in debt now?
This is all because of you, all right?
No, it really isn't, but go on.
I've been telling you for a while now to get out of the house, yet you never did. And even after telling you over and over again to take care of the toilet and leave work early, you never left the house. You not leaving started to really stress me out, and so I began to gamble at the casino.
You've been going to the casino now? Then that means your debt is...
That's right! I spent so much money at the casino that I'm now in major debt.
Wow.
I was thinking that I'd at least have some money from Flynn's savings to pay the debt off with, but there's nothing. All that money I wanted is not there and never has been. I was going to pay it all off the moment you left. But you never did, and that caused me stress. And every day you didn't leave, the stress only grew, and that caused me to gamble more and more and more.
Hold on now. What do you mean you wanted to use my brother's savings to pay that debt off? Did you really think he would ever have that much?
I was expecting him to have gotten money from your dad when he died.
I see. So you were thinking about my dad's money even before he passed away.
I had no other choice. Your brother would never give me any money to begin with. Just $5,000 a year was nothing, and being a housewife, that seriously is nothing. So I thought that at least your dad's money would be coming to us, right? And right after he died, and you didn't leave, yet my stress started, and so did my gambling.
And how does all of that have anything to do with me?
It has all sorts of things to do with you. I at least had the $5,000 from Flynn when you started living with us, but because you never left, I spent $2,000 right away on slots.
Oh, come on. What happened to the other $3,000?
I spent all of that in the following months, and so much more.
I see.
I heard about this from Flynn, by the way. You had been giving him $3,000 a month since he lost his job. If you have that kind of money on you to be able to afford that, then you can afford paying off my debt for me.
Wait, what? Why are you asking me to do that for you after all those complaints you had before?
You're the reason I was so stressed, so you're to blame for this.
No, I'm not the reason for any of that, and I will not listen to your imagination any longer. All I did was give you guys a house and gave Flynn $36,000 in 1 year. And now I'm wanting that money back from you guys.
What? You gave him $36,000?
What? I thought you heard about how I was giving him $3,000 a month. Well, I want all of that money back now. That means I want every penny of it back, by the way, since he didn't follow his half of the promise.
What? I never heard about that part, though. I thought you gave all of that to us out of kindness.
Well, that was before being treated like crap by the both of you. Then I had a change of heart. Now I want it all back, because I felt as though I was mentally harassed in that household and would not want to leave my money in the hands of people who kicked me out onto the streets.
No way! What about my debt?
Good luck with that. If you are really worried about money, then go sell both that large house you're in and the land it's on.
You're actually asking me to sell this house and land? The house that we both finally got? I will not let anyone else have this house!
Then your only other option is to find a job and start working. You'll have to work at least 80 hours a week and not spend a penny of it on anything else.
No! I finally became the housewife I'd always dreamed of being, though. Being asked to go out and work again, I can't.
I don't want to do this. I hate doing that. Nobody ever said that life was all about you, Cupcake. Honestly, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. This world would be much better off with you both just rotting away in that house there. So is that what you're going to do now?
No! Please help me! I am so sorry for always being such a jerk to you.
Nope. Let me know when Flynn has my money, all right? As credit card debt. Now they're living in a small one-room apartment, searching for jobs together. However, Flynn clashed with a career specialist when he demanded a job with the same pay and benefits as his previous one, resulting in both him and Indy being kicked out. It seems unlikely they'll find good jobs anytime soon, so part-time work might be their best option. As for me, I moved into a spacious 2-bedroom apartment with a large terrace. A place where I can regain my peace and live alone. While I couldn't save all the plants my dad nurtured, the flowers I did rescue will bloom on the terrace, where I can plan to start a garden in his memory. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to... Gatlin, are you going to be coming home late from work again today?
Yeah, I have a meeting to go to for work safety, so go ahead and eat dinner before me.
All right. Hey, I got yet another message from your mom today.
Is she going on about you having kids?
Yeah, asking when she'd get to see some grandkids. I had brought this up to you before, but can you make sure to let her know not to bother me so much about that? Having her try and talk to me about it again and again is getting a bit tiresome for me. It's like she's on my shoulder nagging about something that's near impossible for me, but she never wants to accept my answers.
My mom is really rude, isn't she? You're already 42 years old now, so she should know that it's too late for you to have kids now, and she just needs to give up.
I haven't given up on having kids yet, though. We both know that there has been a lot going on with me, and it's been an uphill battle this whole time.
Wait, you only have a little while longer until you're 45. If you haven't been able to have any babies yet, it's pretty much over for you.
Even if that's true, I still want to try for a bit longer.
Saying you want to try for a bit longer is a waste. There was no point in you going through all those treatments for your infertility, right? You're better off just giving up on all of that and using the time you have left going out and focusing on you.
It was just that the timing and things like that were off with what treatments I received. I still am working on battling my infertility, and so the next time I get the go-ahead, I'll need you there to help me.
Huh? You need me during your next chance? I don't want to, though.
If you can just try with me one last time, we can see if things work out. If not, then I'll give up on all of this myself. Please. I really feel that this year, if I try hard enough, I'll have a really good chance of becoming pregnant.
Are you just trying that hard because of everything my mom's been saying to you?
I mean, that is a part of it, but a small part. But there are much bigger reasons, too. I want to have a kid with you, Gatlin. Do you not want any kids?
It's not that I don't want any kids of my own, but they aren't gonna make it or break it in our relationship, so not having any doesn't really bother me much. I feel that it just being you and I forever can be a great life as well. Are you getting tired of it just being you and me, and that's why you're pushing so hard to have a baby?
That's not how I feel about us. I just feel that by having a kid or two, things between us could be even more joyful. And another thing is that I feel us giving up right now might leave us with lots of regrets later. I know all sorts of people that really regret not trying, but they're already too old to do anything about it, and I don't want us to be in that same situation. I understand there's nothing that can be done if I can't become pregnant, but if there's even a small chance that I can become pregnant, I want to continue trying.
All right, Mira. Then this year will be our last year of trying. If we can't make it happen by the end of the year, we're done trying. Having to go through all of this infertility treatment with you, it's tiring for us men and a bit of a hassle.
I know. Thank you for understanding me, though. I'll let the hospital know that the next time I'm in, you'll be coming along as well.
But I have things going on myself. Don't expect that on my days off I'll have time to come with you to see the doctor and such.
Okay. If we can get in this month, when would work for you?
Huh? This month? Don't you feel we're jumping the gun here?
If I only have a year left, I'd like to get things started with the treatments right now because they all usually take a few months, and if I manage to become pregnant, that'll be another 9 months of having to carry the baby. Time is only passing by at this point, and we're losing valuable days.
I don't think I can make this month work. I have all sorts of plans on my schedule, and I've already offered to cover another coworker's time off for him, so I can't pull out of that now.
Then can you tell me later what days are still open for you next month? Then I'll be able to make an appointment on time and not have to worry about there being no openings.
I don't have any information on next month's schedule just yet.
Well, even if you don't have a concrete schedule, can you give me some dates that might work? It's not that we have to go on that exact date, but it'd be a good idea to at least put a date in and have a spot reserved.
I'll tell you soon, but there is a chance that I might not be able to make it work on that date, so don't get upset with me.
All right, I promise I won't. Thank you, Mason. I know that this is all a lot of work for you, but together we can make all of this happen. Gatlin, listen! I was able to become pregnant!
Huh? Seriously?
Yes, finally! It has taken us so long to get to this point, right? Thank you so much for being there with me through all of this. But don't tell your mom just yet until we have an expectancy date.
Hey, Mira, do you plan to give birth to that baby still?
Yeah? Why would you ask me such a trivial question?
I'm sorry. I didn't really think that you'd be able to become pregnant, so right now I'm very shocked.
By this point in my life, a lot of people would have given up, right? But after all our hard work, we've been able to have a miracle. So I'm going to see my pregnancy through and have this baby. I'm so very happy for all of this.
Are you sure that's okay? Having a baby at your age, you have to have a lot of strength to give birth to that baby, and I'm not sure you'll last.
I know that it'll all take a lot out of me, but I'm ready to fight for my baby. I know that right now I'm on the tail end of being the age to have babies, but to make sure that I can have the baby, I'm going to start going to the gym and building up some muscle and training my heart.
By the time that baby turns 20, you and I are gonna be retired.
That's right. So we have to make sure that we both start working out more so that we can stay active and healthy longer.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I'm just wondering, with the way things are between us, is it okay to have that baby?
What do you mean by that?
Well, everyone around us is all young and having their kids. A 42-year-old woman having a baby is almost unheard of.
But I feel that it's a lot less rare for that to happen than before.
I just wonder if this'll be rough on our child, having your own parents become elderly while you're still young.
How about we just don't think about that and work hard to enjoy a happy life together?
This isn't some kind of drama, and as for you and I, we have to think about more than just our family. Right now, I'm sure you don't want to think about it, but soon you might have to.
You don't have to talk about that as though it'd be wrong for us. Aren't you happy to see that I'm pregnant now?
To be real with you, I'm just thinking it's better for us that you don't have that baby.
Huh? Why though? Why would you think something like that now?
I said it just a second ago, but I didn't expect that you'd actually get pregnant. I just assumed that the treatments wouldn't work and that you'd end up quitting on all of it. That's why I tried a little more to help you along.
What the heck? So that's how you felt while helping me?
I'm sorry. I just thought that by helping you through that last part, you'd feel better giving up. And I'm totally fine with our family being just the two of us.
I'm going to have this baby, Mason.
Please think about it a bit more. Do you really think that by having that baby now, it'll be able to have a happy life?
But this is the baby that we've worked so hard to have, so I can't just let it go now after the miracle I've been given.
I'm sorry for talking about this while you're so happy to be pregnant, but in the end, I think I'm against you having that baby.
Don't say things like that, please.
When we're back home, how about you and I discuss this one more time?
All right, but know that I'm having this baby whether you like it or not. I'm not going to be swayed from my choice. Gatlin, the whole reason you've been against me having this baby is because you have been having an affair, right?
Huh? What are you going on about now? I think you're just freaking out a bit too much now that you've been told not to have that baby. Stop trying to make things up now to make yourself look like a victim.
This isn't me making up anything, Gatlin. I had someone look into you a bit deeper after we first discussed the baby, and they came back to me letting me know that for a year now you've been cheating on me.
Really? What? Do you have proof of this?
You don't want to admit it, do you?
Well, it's your fault for not being able to have a baby for me sooner. My mom has been on me for years now asking for me to show her a grandchild.
And that's your reason for cheating?
Well, younger and healthier women than you have much higher chances of bearing a baby for me. And at this point, if I'm to get married again, I want it to be with a younger woman.
Then why did you work with me through all those treatments?
I told you before, right? I assumed that you'd never actually be able to get pregnant. I thought that by being there to help you, you'd eventually give up on all of this. And then when you told me you'd given up, I could use that as my excuse for divorcing you. That's why I helped you. Well, unfortunately, things have become a whole lot more complicated now.
Unfortunately? Don't say things like that about me becoming pregnant.
But I didn't think things would work out with you. You're only just now getting pregnant, and you're almost 45 years old. I'd at least enjoy hearing a thank you from you for giving up a lot of my salary caring for you after we married when you never had a job of your own.
You were the worst, Gatlin.
Say whatever you like, but with that, don't have that baby. If you do still decide to have it, I'm not gonna be its father. And actually, before you do have the baby, I'm going to divorce you.
I became pregnant with this baby while we've been married, so you'll still legally have to be its father. And I already told you that the baby is coming.
Well, even if that's the case, I'm not gonna do anything for you two. It's your fault for still having the baby when I'm telling you that I won't be its father. And to be very real, you're far too old to be having a baby, so it'll probably die from some sort of birth defect, right? Is that what you want happening?
No matter what kind of baby it is, I'm giving birth to it.
Is that right? Well, if you do still have it and it's able to survive, I'm still not going to be paying child support for it. If you don't promise to let me leave and not pay anything to you guys, I'm going to beat the crap out of you when you get home.
Are you kidding me?
Not at all. Just when I was getting ready to divorce you, you had to become pregnant and start looking into me. At this point, I wish I'd never even married you in the first place. Maybe you've only been with me because you want my money.
Shut up. I don't even want you to pay child support for a kid you don't care about. Once we've divorced, I'm getting out of this house right away. But be aware that after that, you are to never come around me or my kid ever again.
And that is all totally fine with me. I'm sure at your age, having to raise a baby as a single mother is gonna be hell, but don't come asking me for any help. I'm gonna be marrying a young and beautiful woman soon, and I think she'll be able to have a baby for the two of us very easily compared to you. I hope you can have your baby as well, though. Although you might find it a bit too stressful at your age having to care for it all day and night. Mira, it's been a while. Actually, can you tell me where you've gone off to? I just ran into you a second ago, but you instantly ran off. This is my new phone number, so make sure to save it under my contact. And if you're just going to ignore me, I might as well just delete your contact info as well.
Stop trying to mess with me.
I'm not trying to mess with you. If you feel that I am, then maybe we should talk a little.
You ended up changing your phone number?
I did change it, but I made sure to keep all of your contact info on me. But thank goodness that I didn't end up throwing your info away. I was just starting to get a little worried that I forgot your phone number and all.
So, what do you still want with me? You are just a stranger to me now, so I don't have time for games.
I'm your ex-husband, so stop trying to give me the cold shoulder. And, also, I was surprised. You've turned into a fine-looking piece of woman. Compared to the woman you were when we divorced, you're like a goddess.
Oh, is that so?
What's that reply? You may have turned into a fine woman, but your character has only gone downhill now.
I'm not in the mood to talk with you anymore, so can we call it here? We promised back then to never talk to one another again, right? So, I'll be going.
Hey, wait! That kid you have right now is pretty famous, right? Is that the kid you gave birth to back then? And are you their manager right now since you're their mother?
I wouldn't be able to lie to you now because you'd figure it out eventually. That is, in fact, my daughter.
No way! So that really is the kid from back then! I suppose that would make sense considering the age she looks. Go and tell her all about me being her father!
What? I never gave birth to your kid.
Huh? That baby you became pregnant with before we divorced! Did you end up not having it?
I did have that baby. But what I'm saying is that after the divorce, I no longer viewed you as the baby's dad.
What the heck? I was a bit afraid for a second there. I knew that girl you had with you looked a bit like me.
Well, even if you think so, she's got nothing to do with you. We promised to never be around one another ever again, right? So stop with all of this conversation, please.
Well, look, since you and I divorced, I've had a lot of time to think about it. Thinking about why such a bad thing happened between us.
Is that so?
And after you left, I got married to that younger woman, but she turned out to be a complete waste of my time. Just before we were gonna get married, she told me she had married another man.
Well, that's what you get after cheating on me, right?
And ever since she left me, I've been living all by my lonesome. And every day my mom was still going at me for not bringing her a grandchild yet. And when I asked her to introduce me to some woman that I could have a baby with, all she brought for me were these ugly-looking hags. And so for the past 9 years, I've been on my own.
Oh?
And I'm sure things have been tough for you, right? Being a single mom, having to raise that girl. You've had to work a ton while also caring for that kid all along, leaving you with no downtime, right? But maybe you've been doing fine since you have a child star as your kid?
I haven't changed one bit, and am still working a full-time job. And I'm making sure to not make my daughter do any more work than she's happy to do.
Well, even if the two of you are doing okay in that aspect, you're still having to work too much, right? At this point in time, you and I are now 50 years old, so I'm sure that having to raise and care for her all on your own has been back-breaking. Hey, Mira, do you think that you and I could try getting back together? After all, your daughter's father is single again, so you can have me back there helping take care of her. So from now on, let's you and I get back together and make a happy family of 3.
Well, Gatlin, I'm sorry to have to break it to you while you're having such a fun time explaining all of that to me, but I'm married now.
Huh?
I have been doing a great job raising my daughter, and she has her father here as well, helping her out, so I'm not in any sort of trouble like you think. I'm having the best time of my life every day with my family.
You got married? To who? He has to be pretty screwed in the head for wanting to get married to an old woman who already has a kid. I know that he's only with you for the money and for that little girl of yours.
You're the only man I see going after my money. My husband is making at least 10 times the amount of money I am, so you don't have to worry about him. And he's being an amazing father to my daughter as though she were his own blood.
But I would love you and your daughter a whole lot more than he could.
You think so? Even though after 10 years of never contacting me about either of us? And when you haven't even been paying child support for her, if you actually had any love for her or me, then you would have been doing something with that love. All you're doing right now is being a pain in the butt by thinking that you have the right to be her father.
But whether you like it or not, I'm her real father, right?
You and I both made an agreement that we'd never talk to one another again after the divorce, right? So because of that, we don't think of you as her father.
Does that have to do with anything now? Let me see my daughter! If you don't let me see her, I'm going to go on social media and start ruining the both of your guys' images!
The only person that'll regret doing something like that is you. And if you still feel like you want to go online and start spreading lies about us, I'll have to take you to court over defamation.
But that girl is my daughter, and I have a right to see her!
Who cares? You are the one that cheated on and divorced me. And my husband right now cares enough about my daughter that he views himself as the real father.
But just let me see her! I'm her real father by blood, so you can't say no to me! I bet you're afraid of her saying that she wants me to live with her!
After all that you've put her and I through, you will not be allowed to see her. You didn't even bother to pay for her care, so you're nothing more than a stranger to us. But if you really still feel as though I'm being unfair here, then go get yourself a lawyer and take me to court over it. I'll allow you the enjoyment of seeing how little you can do against the law.
Come on, Mira! Let's you and I just meet up and talk this through!
What do you want to talk about? The moment you and I ended our marriage, you became a complete stranger. What do I have to say to you to get you to understand that?
I'm actually really regretting ever letting you go!
And so what? I have a new husband now. And the only reason that you've come to me now after all those years is because you're having financial issues, right?
Huh? What are you talking about? That's not the reason I'm talking to you now!
I've heard all about you from others in town. After things between you and that woman soured, you began to go out with other women from strip clubs and such. But to keep those whores around with you after losing your young woman, you went into debt paying them all.
Who told you all of that?
Why does it matter who told me? I have heard all about you and the situation you've made for yourself, but that whole time, you never knew a thing about what's been going on with me. And that's perfect, because I've heard that all your friends that you had and others that trusted you began to leave after you started asking them for help.
But you should be the #1 person that understands my situation now, right? When you needed help as badly as I do now, I came to your side and helped you make that girl!
And you were the one that left me when I was at my most vulnerable and needed you. Why are you trying to make it seem like you saved me back then? The only person I see as being there to help me was my husband, and even now he's so kind and affectionate that he's willing to understand why I was so destroyed back then. Even my daughter calls him the #1 dad, and we have made a beautiful family.
Well, if you're so happy, at least give me some money!
Money? You're the one that should be giving me money. You're in that much trouble now that you're just going to ask me for money like that?
This is about the money we should have split in the divorce! Now give me what I deserve! After thinking about how the divorce ended up, I feel I didn't get a fair amount! But I let you take all that money because you had to raise that baby on your own! But now that you have a husband that has a ton of money, you can pay me what I wanted back then!
You really are the most hilarious idiot I've ever met. In the terms of our divorce, the properties we split wouldn't be acknowledged until 2 years after the divorce.
Huh? Is that so?
Even after 10 whole years, you haven't become any less useless than you were before. You really are the biggest disgrace.
Mira, I really want to make things right again between us!
And I've thought that with all my heart that you divorcing me was the best thing ever. You laughed at me back then because I'd become a single mother, right? Yet right now, the one suffering the most is who? At the age you're at, asking a woman to get back together with you because you're in so much debt is disgusting. Never ever talk to me again! Right after everything happened, I blocked Gatlin's number and prepared for the worst. My husband and I met with a lawyer to make sure we were protected in case Gatlin tried anything. But months passed and we heard nothing. I never saw him again, and I suspect he either left town or became a shut-in. Word is, the younger woman he was seeing dumped him soon after learning the truth. Now he's in his 50s, back living with his mom, drowning in debt. He has no job, no partner, and no future. His mom, who once pushed me to give her a grandchild, is now pressuring him, though it's clear he'll never have one. Meanwhile, my life is everything his isn't. I have a loving husband, a talented daughter, and a peaceful home. She's been working hard as a performer, but will be taking a break after elementary school. My husband is retiring, and we're planning to move overseas together. I'll leave my job and become a full-time homemaker, caring for my family. Looking back, I'm grateful. My ex's selfishness ended up setting me free and led me to the life I truly deserve.
Long time no see. I sent you an invitation to my wedding, but I was just wondering if you've looked at it yet. After all, you haven't sent me any reply back to it, so I've been a little worried. That's why I've decided it's a good idea to text you. You haven't blocked me or anything, right?
I'm not coming.
I came all this way to send you a text after all these years, though. You're not even going to show me a little love? You don't have to be that rude when we're both adults now, right? I know that you're not even married yet, right?
I think you're forgetting some things that may have spoiled the relationship we once had. You took my boyfriend away from me back in high school, and then you were the one to tell me that we'd be cutting ties, right? So if that's the man you're going to be getting married to, then that's nice. But I have not gotten any invite from you yet for the wedding. I don't have it at my place, and even if I did get it, I would still say no to coming.
Wait, you didn't even get it? I tried so hard to make that card as cute as possible for you.
So where the hell did you send that pain-in-the-butt invite?
To your house.
The only house you'd recognize as being mine is from back when I was in high school with you. I'm no longer at that house anymore.
Wait, really? Did you guys end up being too poor to afford that place and had to run away? Maybe your dad's company finally went under and you had to sell that house to pay off the banks.
This isn't some kind of a TV show, Arya. Why the hell would you think that was the case for us when you could have said something normal like us just wanting to move into a new house?
Well, when you say you're no longer there, that means that you have no money, right? Must suck being poor, huh? Well, I'm about to be, what would you say? Wealthy here very soon. Man, this world is so unfair to some people, isn't it?
Don't try and make up your own story about me, please. A company was planning on using that land to develop more stores and they wanted to buy it from us. And since they offered a really good amount of money, we sold the place.
Really? Because whether it was a good amount or not, I'm sure you would have had to take that money.
There is a limit to how rude I'll let you be to me.
So, you're being serious, though, about not getting the invitation? I'm sure you're saying you won't come because it's too painful to see the woman that stole your boyfriend in high school get married before you, right?
Why do you think I'm living in sadness right now? I don't care that you're getting married. Are we done here? I don't have time to be talking with someone that cut ties with me.
I'll take a picture of the invite later and have it sent to you on here later, okay? I'm going to be marrying a super elite man at this wedding, and this wedding is going to be so luxurious. And my man's parents are also very affluent and run a company that controls all sorts of resorts around the world.
Well, good for you. But I'm a busy woman, so I'm not coming.
But it'd be a waste for you to not come to such a beautiful wedding like ours, right? And I'm sure my man will have a lot of his friends there that could be good pickings for you. His co-workers will also be there.
I don't really need a man right now, so I'm fine.
Come on now. Are you really that upset with me because I took your boyfriend away? Are you still shocked by all that? Upset that you couldn't get far with a hunk like him back then? Oh my, this is so sad to see.
That's not the reason why, but... And even if that happened to somehow be the case, it was all because of you, so I don't want you saying poor thing to me after that.
It's your fault for letting me take him, but let's be real, I didn't have to put up much of a fight for him. I'm sure that getting away from you was amazing for him.
And that's what really pissed me off. You took my boyfriend from me, and after only a week you dumped him for yet another man.
Well, I'm a really sexy woman, so I have to keep myself entertained.
It's funny because one day you came up to me asking about my boyfriend, since you were my best friend then, and I let you know about him. And not even a day later, you had him in your arms while you laughed at me. And not just that, but you told him all sorts of bad things about me. And I'll never forgive you for making me look like the bad guy in all of that.
I'm so scared by the fact that you took all of that so seriously.
Well, I have no interest in ever seeing you again after this, so I'm not coming to your wedding.
But I wanted to show off my wedding dress to all my best friends.
Have a great wedding. Goodbye.
You're really not coming? You'll regret that, Em. It's going to be at an amazing wedding hall and everything. Hey, Em, I'll be waiting for you at the wedding, okay?
Hey, thanks for coming out to drink. And actually, during that time we went out drinking, I didn't say this then, but I'm going to be getting married. Do you think you can come see the wedding?
Wait, you're getting married? Congratulations! I honestly never thought you'd be getting married anytime soon, Keith. Wait, you've had a girlfriend all this time?
Oh, come on now. You know that I'm a good-looking guy, right?
I know that, but you never seem to stick with any of the women you've had before. And you've had a lot of them.
Well, this one is a lot different than those other women. We've been going for months now, and our love is still strong. And now we're finally planning to get married to one another.
Well, that's great to hear. So, are you going to be asking everyone from college to come to the wedding?
I'm thinking of asking everyone that was in club activities with me.
All of those people you'd go out drinking with too, huh? When's the wedding going to be? I think I can make it work.
In about another 3 months on the second Saturday of that month. Do you think you can make it then?
After all, this is the wedding of one of my best friends from college, and we went through it all together, so I'll make sure to be all excited when I come.
Do you plan to be going to any other weddings soon?
Well, I told you about one before, right? It was about the girl from high school that stole my boyfriend from me.
Oh, that's the story about how she turned on you being good friends and told your boyfriend a bunch of lies about you, right?
Well, she talked to me about a week ago about her wedding. She said she'd invited me to her wedding and wanted me to come.
But didn't you both cut ties in high school?
And that's why I told her no. But she still went on and told me the date and where the event would be held at. She really has no need to be putting herself through all of that trouble.
She's a pretty crazy woman, huh?
What's the woman that you'll be marrying like?
She told me I'm her first true love. She said I'm the first man she's ever dated and the only man she wants to be with for the rest of her life. When she said that, I knew this would work out for me.
Wait, but I mean, like, where did you find her and what does she do? I already know that you have a way with women and all that. I remember in elementary school, you had your first girlfriend, right?
But I mean, you had quite a few boys into you as well, right? And ever since elementary school until now, you've been mainly friends with guys, right? And most of all, you've been close to me, so maybe we're meant for each other. Anyway, I'd love to introduce you to her sometime so that she can tell you about herself instead of me doing it. After the wedding's all over with, you should come over and we can all hang out.
Now that you mention after the wedding, do you plan to move?
My dad has an apartment he doesn't use anymore, so we'll move into there. It's a very large apartment meant for a family of 4, so it'll be the perfect place for us to start. That'll at least hold us over for 10 or 15 years, right?
I'm looking forward to seeing all your family, so I can't wait for your wedding.
And my parents have been on me about inviting you to the wedding for a week now. My parents only ever had me and had always wanted a daughter as well, so they saw you as sort of their own baby girl.
Thank goodness. Let them know that I'm really looking forward to meeting them at the wedding.
Then I'll send you the invitation soon so that you don't forget the date and place. You still live in that house, right?
Well, if you're talking about the house I've been at all this year, it's the same.
Understood. I'll send it tomorrow, so expect it the day after.
You already know that I'm coming, but I'll still make sure to RSVP.
Thank you. I have to be the one to put together the whole guest list, so that'll make it easier for me.
You've always been good at paperwork, right? You always have a good memory, so when it comes to dealing with lists, you never forget a thing. I'll be waiting on that invitation.
After all those times telling me you wouldn't come to my wedding, you finally decided to come here? Did you come here on accident or something?
I didn't know myself. Just after I saw you a second ago, you burst out laughing at me.
Well, I never actually thought that I'd be seeing you come in today. I didn't even notice you during the whole ceremony, but now that we are all partying, I happened to run into you, and that scared the crap out of me before I started to laugh. Are you planning to stay here for the ending of this wedding?
Are you sure it's okay for you to still be texting me when you should be getting ready? Don't you have to be in the back or something?
I'm fine. I've already gotten myself ready for what all comes next, so don't worry about me. Now tell me, what did you think of my dress and body? Amazing, aren't I?
Sure are. I'm surprised.
Am I more beautiful than the last time we saw one another? You don't have to compliment me too much, you know. And I want to say, it's okay for you to stick around until the end today, but I didn't invite anyone else from high school, so it'll just be you by yourself today. Is that okay?
That's fine with me.
Even though we don't have a seat for you?
Huh? What do you mean you don't have a seat for me?
Well, this is the most important date to me, and I've made sure of that, so I never actually meant for the woman I cut ties with to show up. I was just joking that whole time, yet you seriously came? Of course there's no seat for you.
That's fine, because I was invited by the groom.
Huh? The groom invited you? What are you talking about?
The reason I'm here today is because I said I'd be coming to the groom's wedding. I'm surprised, though. I didn't actually take a good look at who he'd be getting married to. And because it was his wedding today, I just assumed nothing could go wrong here and just came along with only my excitement. But now I can see that you happen to be the woman he's getting married to today.
Hold on a minute, what? You already know him? You know Chris?
I guess I should have known when you were telling me that he was a wealthy man and both of his parents own a company that has resorts all over the world.
Explain all of this to me right now! Why do you know about him and his parents? Don't tell me that ever since you lost your boyfriend to me in high school, you've been planning to steal my fiancé from me, right?
I would never do that. Do you think I'm a monster too or something?
Then tell me why you know all about Keith!
Way back in the day, his family and my family lived right next to one another.
Huh? Right next to you guys?
Him and I ended up going to the same elementary school and the same middle school, and the both of us were really into comic books, and so we'd always be hanging out at each other's house and reading them together.
What the heck? I had gone over to your house all the time in high school to hang out, and I never once met him. What do you mean he was living right next to you? Didn't you tell me those people living next to you were an old couple?
Well, my last year in middle school, Keith's dad ended up having to go overseas for work, and so the rest of his family followed.
Huh?
But we still stayed in touch while he was out of the country, and when it was time for us to go to college, he had moved back to the US and planned to go to college here. So, after talking back and forth about where we'd be going and helping one another out with the admission paperwork, we went to the same college together and graduated together. But don't worry. Him and I had grown up like brother and sister, so never once did him and I ever have anything other than sibling love between us.
So you're telling me that Keith and you went to elementary school, middle school, and college together?
We were going into 2 different majors in college, but still went and joined the same clubs. And today, all those people that were in those clubs with us are here at the wedding as well. So I myself have a seat ready to go to, so don't worry about me. And because both his mom and dad are here and are dying to see me, I'm going to be around them talking about my life.
Hold on. You haven't said anything unnecessary to them, right?
What do you mean by unnecessary things?
You know what I'm talking about, right? That's what I want you to keep a secret.
Are you talking about all the lies you told?
Wait, lies?
Did you tell Keith that he was the first man you've ever dated and would be the man you'd go on forever with?
Why do you know about that?
Keith really loves himself all those fantasy comics and stuff. And so when you said that to him like some sort of romantic fantasy, he was in your hands.
Don't you dare tell him anything that they shouldn't know about. He believes right now that he's the only man I've ever been with.
Just as I expected, you're full of lies, right? Well, I haven't said anything to them yet. Do you really think I'm that petty that I'd rather watch you suffer at the cost of ruining his marriage with you today?
So you really are my best friend. You're going to keep all of that a secret for our sakes, right?
Well, now that I think about it, I'm talking with him right now.
Huh? Talking to him now? About what?
I'm talking to him about the story of the person that stole my boyfriend from me back in high school again, and we are talking all about that right now again. Even though I did explain this stuff to him back in college.
You're joking, right?
You know I'm not. He loves talking about our love lives, and so we had been talking about our high school relationships, and that's when I brought it all up to him.
Did you tell him today that that friend of yours was me?
I just told you. I don't want to ruin this wedding just to watch you suffer, right? I didn't even know you were going to be the bride today at his wedding, so I never thought about mentioning you to him.
Thank God. Please, Em. Keep all of that stuff a secret. I do not want to have to run away from all the money he has.
Are you aware of everything else that's supposed to happen today at this wedding?
I know about the main gist of the wedding, but I left all the details up to Keith to handle. I made sure to put together all the decorations and all the menus for the wedding, and that's about all I helped out with when setting today up.
Well then, you're aware that there will be a speech today that his best friend will do?
His best friend will have a speech for us? Wait, that best friend?
Is me.
Stop that! Go home right now, you! I don't even want to know what you plan to say today. Do not take away my happiness! Please do not do this to me. I finally found a man with enough money to make me happy. I had a lot of men that I was dating, and he was the one I chose to be the one.
You were dating a lot of other men?
Wait, that was nothing. Just a lie.
Oh, it's getting time for the final ceremony and the speech. They asked me to go and sit down in my seat, so that's what I'm going to do.
Wait, please, Em. Do not do that speech for me. Em?
I'm so sorry about today. I'm in a rush right now, but when everything's been taken care of, I'd like to come apologize to you.
No, you haven't done anything wrong, so there's no need to apologize to me. You know that this all has to do with that idiot Aria.
But I just could not believe that the best friend from high school that stole your boyfriend was Aria.
Well, that's all in the past now. And so, if you're happy with someone like her, then that's totally fine with me. I never really wanted to say all of that in my original speech, by the way. But because of how Aria began to act and throw a fit when I got on stage, and then threw her wine glass at me, I had had enough of her.
I'm sorry, I also freaked out a little then and was laughing at first at what happened to you. It was like something out of a drama, and so I couldn't hold my laughter back.
Well, you and I both, Keith. I was laughing too.
The staining from her wine will probably not come out of your dress, huh? I'll make sure to pay for a new one for you.
Don't worry about it. I'll make sure that Aria pays me for it. But before we talk any more about that, what about what happens next with you both?
That's right. I have a few things I'd like to think about. I know that what happened with you in high school is in the past now, and so some of that could be due to her being young and unaware, but it was her fault in the end.
No, I also think it's just because we were all young back then. Now this is all up to you what you do next, but since you've always been like a brother to me, I only want the future that's best for you and nothing else. I think this may take some effort, but it might be worth it to start investigating into her a bit more.
Huh? Are there some things I need to learn about?
Before she knew that you and I knew one another, she told me that she had lots of men she was dating before she finally chose you.
She had been dating other men? Don't tell me she was actually with other men besides just me at the time.
I don't like to talk bad about other people, but that chick is full of lies. You are not her first boyfriend, and back when she stole my boyfriend in high school, she lied a bunch about me.
Thank you, Sam. I'll think about this all a lot.
Why is this happening to me? Because of you, my marriage is all over the place now.
Because of me? Are you sure this isn't just you getting what you deserve?
You told him all about the things that happened between me and you and a bunch more crap. You lied to him about me cheating on him as well. And now he's telling me that if he cannot trust me enough, he won't be able to stay married to me. And now he's wanting to get a settlement from me.
What do you mean I told him some lies about you? I told him all the facts about you, Aria. That's all. Honestly, I had been planning to leave all the past in the past and just give a normal speech about the two of you to celebrate your guys' marriage. And so, I was never going to say a thing about your past to anyone there, but then you got up on stage with me and threw your wine glass at me before yelling that I leave the wedding, right?
And that was to protect my happiness!
Well, only your happiness, right?
Excuse me?
You made sure that to keep yourself happy, you had all sorts of men in love with you so that you had a lot to choose from. And you lied about all of that to Keith, right? You had planned to find one of those men to marry, but then when you saw that Keith had a lot of money, you ditched all those other men and stuck to marrying him. But about all those other men you had led to believe would be marrying you, you just threw all their happiness and time in the trash.
What's so bad about me doing things like that to make sure I remain happy?
Actually, if that's the way you want to live your life, then by all means, you can continue doing so. But Keith had never wanted to marry someone like that and be with them for the rest of his life, and so when he found out about that, he had no choice but to be upset with you. He's only one man, right? You have plenty of others to go out and use, so as long as you pay the settlement to Keith, you'll be just fine.
Shut your mouth! You came and ruined my wedding when you were uninvited and gave me a bad name for no reason. I'm going to sue you for that!
Well, I happen to have one of his father's lawyers at my side right now, so go ahead and talk to him about how you plan to handle that.
Huh? You already have a lawyer?
Well, yeah, I'm going to need you to pay me back for hitting me with that wine glass and ruining my expensive dress. And you made sure that everyone there got to witness you doing all of that to me, so I think I'm going to have you pay me a lot for that trauma.
Hold on now, Em. Why do I have to be the one paying you?
Well, because there are a lot of witnesses at the event, and there were cameras on every wall. Everyone and everything saw you throw that wine glass at me and ruin my dress and happiness. So I'm sorry, but there is just too much evidence showing that you're in the wrong to let go of.
Hold on, please. Everyone already wants me to pay for the whole wedding. And the rest of those men that I'd been with while dating Keith are asking for me to pay a settlement for cheating on them. I shouldn't have to pay any more money for trying to keep myself happy.
So that must mean the phrase "you get what you deserve" works perfectly here then.
You have to be frickin' kidding me! This is going to end my life. This is not at all what I had in mind. I was supposed to end up with a husband who would pay for all my wants and needs and could live the rest of my life with a smile on my face. And now my mom and dad won't talk to me anymore, so there's no money for me to give up.
I'm about to go out with some of mine and Keith's friends from college now, so go ahead and talk to my lawyer about what all you'll need to pay me, okay?
Wait a sec, Em. If I'd known that you and Keith were longtime friends, then I would have tried to make up with you. Then this would have never happened to us.
We aren't in high school anymore, though. We don't just make up over things like that anymore. Now act like an adult and deal with the consequences for us. After the final tally of all the settlements for Arya's lies, cheating, and the emotional damage she caused, the total was staggering. Not only did she have to pay for the trouble she caused with the wedding, my ruined dress, the wedding fees, and the trauma I'd endured, but she also had to account for the fallout from Keith divorcing her. It was an astronomical amount, one that drained her completely. She had no money left in her bank accounts. Every penny was gone, and what was worse, she didn't have any other options left to fall back on. She had tried reaching out to various men she had once tried to latch onto, hoping one of them would come to her rescue, but not one of them was willing to step in and help her out of the mess she had created. They all saw her for what she was, a manipulator and a liar, and they wanted no part in her financial nightmare. Her parents, too, had finally cut ties with her. After everything, they were done. No more handouts, no more chances. She was on her own now. The reality of her situation hit her hard. She had no safety net, no family to rely on, and no friends who were willing to back her. Arya was now forced to work long hours, 18 hours a day, just to make enough money to pay off the enormous debt she'd racked up. Her days were consumed with endless work, leaving little room for anything else. No time for rest, no time for recovery. And certainly no time for healing from the choices she'd made. She was stuck in an endless cycle of debt and exhaustion, with no clear way out. And as time passed, it became clear that she had no future to look forward to. Unless she managed to work well into her elderly years, tirelessly paying off every cent, her financial burden would never truly be gone. It was a cruel twist of fate. She had once believed she could have it all: money, love, freedom. But in the end, she was left with nothing but regret and a life consumed by the very debts she had tried to avoid. It's almost laughable at this point. She thought she could outsmart the world, but the world had a way of catching up with her. And now she would have to live with the consequences for the rest of her life.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.